Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach and author of Food Truck 101, Beginner to Winner. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 ways for a food truck owner to do less and accomplish more. Food truck owners are both blessed and cursed. On one hand, they have more control of when, where, and how long they're going to work. But then on the other hand, many owners tend to work crazy long hours. Fortunately, there's some simple things you can do to help you accomplish a lot more in less time. The first thing is to understand the 80-20 rule. And this applies to your non-service hours. And what I'm talking about here is if you want to get more done in less time, then you need to create your daily work schedule with time goals for all the tasks that you're going to be doing. And I'm talking about very specific things like how long it should take you to process a case of lettuce, or how long it should take you to patty out 50 pounds of hamburger meat. Each little task needs to have a time goal so that you can understand how long it's going to take you to do all of those different tasks. These times must be attainable, and then they must be trainable. For example, if you're a football player and you're the quarterback, you have a certain skill set that's not very well matched, especially when you get at the NFL level. That's why there's so few really great quarterbacks. So if you're able to do a task super quick and other people aren't going to be able to live up to that expectation, then back down the goal so that they can attain it and then feel good about the job they're doing, but still help your business to move forward. 80% of your tasks must be critical to your business. So 80% of what you're doing before you open for business and what you're doing after you're closed for service for your business, 80% of that has to be critical to moving the business forward. So we're talking about things like marketing and payroll and networking and dealing with reviews. All of those things aren't tied to chopping up lettuce or patting out meat or doing some type of cooking. Those are things that are moving the business. 80% of your job when you're not in service should be those things. The remaining 20% can be the menial task where you're, again, prepping vegetables and doing cleanup work and sweeping the floor and that kind of thing. If you keep yourself focused on the 80% meaningful tasks to move in your business and the 20% to the menial tasks, the physical work that you have to do for your business, that'll help you to move the entire business forward. So talking about the workload, let's talk about not doing the workload. This will be the second thing you can do to help yourself to accomplish more while you're doing less, and that's to just disconnect. If you want to keep your mind fresh and your energy levels up to that super potential, then you're going to need to take a break from the business occasionally. You don't want to work under the assumption that you have to work harder to accomplish your goals. You do have to work smarter, and part of being smarter is just to take that break. Disconnect from the email, disconnect from the social media. Don't answer the phone if it's the work phone. Give yourself that slight break and just step away on your off days. This allows your brain to refresh, your body to recover, and that way when you get back in operation, you're going to be able to work as hard as you want to work. So remember, you work super hard when you're in operation, so that means you deserve that little bit of rest and relaxation. Make yourself take the time to get away from the work and let your mind relax. You've got to be willing to say no. Highly successful food truck owners have to contend with a whole bunch of demands on their time. And it's super essential that you know when and what you want to achieve, and then you've got to be willing to say no to questionable events, questionable caterings, and somebody wanting you to set up at a location that you have no clue about if it's a good place or not. You'll have sales reps that'll come up to you and want to offer you some great new product or some super discount on some existing product, and they want you to try it. Or they'll come up with some new gadget. This is a way to automatically do this task or automatically do that task. And they're going to be showing you things that may or may not actually benefit your particular business, but because they're salespeople, they got to sell something to somebody. Not everything you're going to be shown, not everything you're going to be offered as far as a catering or a location or an event is going to be profitable or move your business forward. If you do accept everything that's offered to you, you're going to find yourself just overwhelmed and you're going to be right on the verge of burning out. So prioritize your tasks and then prioritize and absolutely be willing to say no to the good so you can say yes to the great. You've got to have a plan for your day. Most food truck owners have a long-term dream. They know some sales goal they want to achieve, but they fail to plan out and prioritize the tasks for their days. When you're scattered throughout the day, when you're bouncing from task to task, or in some cases from emergency to emergency, you're not able to maximize your time. You're not getting the most productivity out of your personal work. If you want to get more done, then you need to set aside some time every evening to plan out the next day, to prioritize the tasks you need to accomplish the very next day so that your business can move forward, and that moving forward is getting closer to your overall dream that you had when you started the business. Now here's a biggie. This is a tough one for people. Outsourcing or delegating certain tasks throughout the day. This doesn't just apply to work tasks that somebody else is better suited to doing. So if you think about the 20% of the menial tasks that we talked about earlier, they're necessary, but if you can determine somebody else can do those, then that gives you more time to work on the things that move your business forward, the 80%, the things that are super important to the business, but not necessarily super important to the day. Social media, for example, is one of those things that you can outsource to a social media manager for a monthly fee. The idea is that when you spend a little bit of time there to get it all set up and then have somebody else do it, they're doing it in real time, which allows you in that same real time to do something more effective to move your business forward. So that's one thing you can do. A lot of people don't realize that I'm a huge Prince fan. And if you watched the movie Purple Rain, Morris Day gets really frustrated with his driver, his chauffeur, when they can't get the door open or the window to roll down. And Morris Day just screams, if you want something done, hire good people to do it. And that's what I want you to do. Hire good people to do the things that you feel need to be done so that you have time to do the things that no one else can do but you. Too many food truck owners say to me, if I want something done right or if I want something done fast, I have to do it. No one else can do it as good as I can. Well, folks, if you think that's a true statement, let me share a little secret with you. Tomorrow morning, when you get up and do your daily hygiene routine, I want you to take a moment and look deeply into your mirror. That person looking back at you is also the one that's holding you back from success. You train your people, you inspect the results that you expect them to do after you train them, and then you redirect their efforts to help them to get better at their job so that they can achieve your expectations. After you've trained them and you've given them the redirection and they're still unable to show the progress you expect in that particular job, you don't get frustrated and go, I'll just do it myself. I can do it better and faster anyway. What you do is you give that person the opportunity to go work for your competition, and you find somebody else that can do the job the way you expect. That's how you move forward. You don't get frustrated and say, well, I'll just do it because I'm better and faster and greater. Because now you're doing something that's not moving your business forward. You're doing some menial task that gets you through the day, but doesn't get you to your goal, your end goal for your business. If you guys are enjoying the podcast, please consider hitting the support button or following the links in the description and showing an offer of support. Every little bit does help keep us going. If you love being around like-minded and supportive people, join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. You're going to find a whole bunch of information on getting your business started. And then the group is so inspiring, sharing their stories and sharing their past knowledge of working in the food truck industry. They can help you become successful. Thank you guys so much for listening. I certainly hope you're finding all the information on the podcast useful in your food truck business. You guys have a great day. Come back tomorrow and I'll have another topic in store.